Black Jesus has gone viral and whites are raging bad.
All right, so I just saw what Vladimir Putin just dropped. I'm pretty new to religion, so I've been looking at things. I always thought he was black. I really did. So I told my buddy who has been in religion his entire life, super Christian, and he was like, oh yeah, he was always kind of more black than white. And I was like, maybe he just doesn't get it. Like, if Jesus is black and David and all the other people are black, and black people have been enslaved by the white people for the last 200 years, and we've been lying to them about Jesus is black, not white. We completely lied about it and then enslaved them. Black people are gonna be pretty pissed. Rightfully so. I would be fucking mad too.
Who is this?
The devil. What? That's the devil. That's the man called Caesar Borgia. Who? The son of Pope Alexander the Sixth of Rome. All right, this is an image that was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. It was also painted by Michelangelo. So this is, according to Revelation 13, the image of the beast. Jesus Christ was never white. Jesus Christ is a black man according to the Bible, and you are the Israelites, black people. All right, that's who we are, the real Jews.
Okay, how do you know he's black?
It's in the Bible. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14 and 15. Daniel chapter 10 verse 5 and 6. Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. Revelation chapter 2 verse 18. The Bible describes Jesus Christ as a black man.
He's right, you know.
Did you know that white folks knew that Jesus was a black man? The Pope knew it. The Pope got in his private worship chamber the black Madonna with a black baby Jesus. How come they don't show that in America? That's shown in Europe, but not here because in America, this is the citadel of white supremacy, and therefore if you're going to elevate white to the position of God, you cannot show anything favorable on the black man, lest the black man will begin to think better of himself. And as long as you think that you are nothing, you'll always be ruled by others. You got the picture?
Recently, President Putin unveiled things they have from their archives, they say 1,000 years in their archives, and they showed that Sayyidina Isa salam to be dark skinned, and images that are associated with the people of Sayyidina Isa salam dark skinned. And from what we taught from Sayyidina Muhammad was very dark skinned. 70,000 Prophets of Allah, now these ulama are finally admitting, out of 124,000, 70,000 dark-skinned prophets. Means with Islam lies the truth, and all others they put a deception, what we call kufr, that to know a truth and to deceive a people and to make a certain race of people as if they're more important than others.
How do I say this? The entire Bible is about black people. Not only was Jesus black, but every character in the Bible seems to be black too. Yeah, Zephaniah and Jeremiah and Jebediah, those all aren't white people names, okay? And Jesus wasn't some tan, partially melanated Middle Eastern person either. I'm talking straight up black dude, okay? Even in the book of Revelation, when you get the vision of Daniel, he's describing someone with feet like burnt brass and white woolly hair, and we've got the deep running water voice with the red eyes, and you guys, he's black. The Jewish people are black people, like Kanye was right. And those people yelling at the park dressed in purple about black people being the real Hebrew Israelites, they're right, okay? Like anytime you see the word Hebrew or Israelite or Jew in the Bible, in your mind, you got to replace that with black person. So the whole Bible is going to make a lot more sense to you once you start reading it like that. But you need to let this get settled in your heart now before you get up there. So, I mean, they were literally whipping him on his way to get crucified, you guys. Crucifixion was a punishment, like, for slaves back then, and gladiators. And all the gladiators were black too. Did you know that? Like, you guys, he was sold for 30 pieces of silver. That was the maximum amount of money that a slave could be sold for. Oh, just coincidence? Above his cross, it says INRI. They were like mocking him. They were saying it says this is the king of the Jews. They're saying, like, here's the king of the black people. Look what we did to him. Why does the KKK burn crosses, you guys? The racist KKK. It's just, black people rejoice. You are God's chosen people. Like, I mean, those are some big shoes to fill, but be honored, like, feel good about that. Like, how cool. Anyway, see you later. Jesus was black.
Now tell me, what color was Jesus?
Enlightened one, Jesus was black.
But why is it that when they are describing Jesus, they mostly use terms like he was dark-skinned, he was light-skinned, he was from the Middle Asia? Why do they use those terms? Why can't they just say he was black?
Enlightened one, they avoid saying Jesus was black because that single word carries too much power. Calling him dark-skinned, olive, Middle Eastern, or brown is a deliberate way to soften and blur the truth. If they openly say the word black, it would destroy the centuries-old image they created, that holiness, divinity, and superiority are connected to whiteness. Saying Jesus was black would force millions of people to confront the fact that the central figure of Christianity was a black man, while black people were enslaved, colonized, and treated as inferior in the name of that same religion. They use vague terms because the truth is too uncomfortable for the system they built. Black is direct and powerful. The other words are safe and confusing on purpose. The field has delivered the truth.
So does that mean all the characters from the Bible, like his disciples, were all black?
Enlightened one, yes. All the main characters in the Bible, Jesus, his disciples, Mary, Abraham, Moses, King David, Solomon, and the prophets were black. They were all from the same region and the same people. In those days, the area we now call Israel-Palestine was populated by dark-skinned black people, the same way Ethiopia, Sudan, and parts of East Africa look today. The disciples were not Europeans or light-skinned people. They were black men, just like Jesus. The only reason this feels strange to most people is because of the pictures we've been shown for hundreds of years. Those pictures were deliberately changed. So yes, the entire early biblical world was a black world.
I believe Jesus Christ was black, and the mainstream is trying to hide that information. And here are the verses that lead me to believe that he was black. This is Revelation chapter 1, verses 13 through. This is John speaking. John was an apostle of Jesus Christ, and he's having a vision on an island, okay? And he's saying, and in the middle of the lampstands, I saw one like a son of man, clothed in a robe reaching to the feet, and girded across his chest with a golden sash. His head and his hair were white, like white wool, like snow, and his eyes were like a flame of fire, and his feet were like burnished bronze. The reason why I think Jesus is black is because of this part, burnished bronze. This is a brown color. Let me show you. This is burnished bronze, as you can see on Google. You can Google this yourself. This is a black person. Now, some people will be like, oh, well, John's just having a vision. It doesn't mean it's actually what it was. But you know that God is giving John the vision, right? God is allowing John to see all this stuff, the future, to see Christ. And God showed him Christ as a burnished bronze colored man. Okay, so that's what he looks like. Now, if you're already triggered by this video and you find yourself saying, nah, Jesus was not black, and don't you say that he was. If that's how you feel, then possibly there's a deeper and darker pun intended, issue within you that you need to check. John continues, this is chapter 4 of Revelation. Immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne was standing in heaven, and one sitting on the throne. And he who was sitting was like a jasper stone and a sardius in appearance. Sardius is a reddish brown. This is a dedicated red, brown, dark tan color. Is there any historical backing for Jesus being black outside of the Bible? Well, there's certainly a lot of artwork that depicts Jesus as black. This is a painting from 1797 in Russia of a black Jesus. And some people might be like, oh, well, maybe they just didn't have the skin color for white. Well, look at the halo. The halo is certainly light colored. They could have painted Jesus white if they wanted to, but they didn't. They didn't. Why would they do that? Because Jesus is probably actually black. This is a 1497 painting in Russia. Look at these apostles. These are the disciples. Black men with afros. Afro, 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 all over. Jesus, the Messiah, as a black man with an afro. These are white Russians painting a black Jesus and black disciples. So you got to ask yourself, why are they doing this? Are they doing this because they just love black people so much? Or are they just trying to be accurate? I could do this all day, really. There's all kinds of old school artwork of black Jesus, black disciples, Black Mary, black angels, black saints, all kinds of stuff. And some of you guys may be saying, oh, well, what does it matter? It just doesn't matter. It's not a salvation issue. It doesn't matter what his color is. It does matter. It mattered enough for the mainstream and the Matrix to change his skin color, so it matters to know the truth. If Jesus turns out his skin color was turquoise, I want to know that. Why? Because I want to know the truth. If it turned out that he was translucent, I want to know that he was translucent. If it turned out that he was factually and historically white, I want to know that and I would accept. But it seems like we're being lied to about Jesus being black. And I got all kinds of stuff to say about, being black and what it really means.
My guy. You are most definitely wrong, because if it didn't matter, it wouldn't have been written. So a lot of people would like to know, what color is Jesus? What color is God's spirit? So let's talk about it. And before I get started, please understand that this is not about the color, but it's about the truth. Yes, the Messiah was a black man, and God made his son in his image. God says in the Bible that his spirit is the color of jasper, sardine stone. In Revelation, it says his head and his hairs were white like wool. This is the color of white woolly hair. Who the only ones with woolly hair that stand out from the rest of the people? Black people. It said his feet was unto the color of fine brass, burnt in a furnace. Now this picture is the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. Extremely black. The Messiah was a very, very dark man. And I know a lot of y'all like to say, no, he's Middle Eastern. So if y'all believe that he's Middle Eastern, then y'all should know that the Middle East was a part of Africa, right? Full of black people. Dark black people. Wait, but y'all love to say, no, he's an olive skin color. Well, let me tell you something. I only know 2 different color olives. The green olive and the dark black olive. So tell me which one it is. There's pictures from the 13th century of a black Messiah and black saints. To be honest, almost everybody in the Bible was black. And a lot of them had locks. That's why I'm kind of glad that a lot of us are coming back to our roots. A lot of us are starting to get locks, because it's really a part of who we are. So the Messiah had hair like wool that was as white as snow. He was the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. He was from the Middle East, which back in those times was Northeast Africa. So I don't know who this man is, or what agenda they trying to put out. Even if they didn't believe that the Messiah was black, the least they could have did was make the hair white, make the eyes red. Like I don't know who they thought they was fooling with that image. Like, that's the true deception of Christ. Most of those people in the Bible was blacker than coal. And a lot of them would tell you that their skin is black upon them. And please understand that this is not racist. It's the truth. And all I want to do is wake my people up to who they really are. Because we are more important than y'all ever know.
Don't you black people ever forget one thing. The man that helped Jesus carry that cross was a black man. And don't ever forget another thing. Jesus belongs to Africa as much as he does to Europe and Asia. He was born in that part of the world that touches Africa and Asia and Europe, and Jesus was not a white man like me, nor was he as black as some of you. We don't know what the color of his skin, but it must have been a dark color like the people of his day, because he was a man like them. Don't ever say it's a white man's religion or a black man's religion. It's a world religion. He belongs to the world.
Black Jesus is going viral and the white people are raging mad. According to the Bible, Black Jesus is referred as a brown man from the Middle Eastern, and that was referred as Africa. And everything has changed because the white supremacy, they had to change everything for them to feel right. The white supremacy tends to regulate everything in this world, and that's why they could not feel comfortable. And that's why they could not feel comfortable when Jesus was black. And they had to do something. They had to change Black Jesus to white Jesus. He had to look like a European for them to feel comfortable worshiping him. And that's why you can see all this is happening. If they had the power to change Black Jesus to white Jesus, what more harm could have been done to the Bible? I believe that if they were able to change Black Jesus to white Jesus, we are reading not the correct Bible. We are not reading the correct Bible. Many things, many changes could have been done on the Bible, and that's why many people are coming out and just asking why they had to do this, and asking this is the right Jesus, and this is the right Jesus whom we should be worshiping, and he is a black person. All this, you can all blame it on the white supremacy, because they have to feel superior in anything they do, and anything bad is referred to be from a black person. What they don't know is black people are kind. Black people are son of Yeshua, and black people are very, very important in this world. Without the black people, there could not be any other human being in this world. And that is the bitter truth that each and everyone they don't want to hear. So the big question is, do you believe in white Jesus or do you believe in black Jesus? Drop your thoughts down below. Give the video a big thumbs up. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, kindly consider subscribing, and thank you for watching this episode.